you're going to see some pretty good stuff.
Oh, definitely. So this is a group that hasn't had that much competition so far. We've only had 2 races, but we're starting to fill out this group these group numbers.
I am being corrected immediately by the truck. Willson will be watching TheSparik.
Oh, I see. Yeah, just to talk a little bit more about our runners. Willson is pretty much is the world record holder. He's quite good at this game, and that would be an understatement.
That would indeed be an understatement. TheSparik has commentated earlier today, so hopefully that helped him get a bit of the nerves out while he's having to race now. Both of these runners are on keyboard and mouse, and Willson is the person that we can thank for the wonderful production value that is at the start of all of these wonderful races.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a good race from both of these runners. Like, TheSparik is a very new runner, but he has a very, very good time for having started at the beginning of this year.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's Ori. There's always the potential for something to go wrong. But I'm hoping and I believe that we won't see very many mistakes today.
I think we're going to be in for a pretty good race. At this point, with the PBs being with where they are, not necessarily as far as how close, but as low as they are, anything could go wrong. Hopefully nothing will, but yeah. This is Ori.
So would you say that's the kind of race you want to see today?
I'd want to see each of the runners doing their best and managing to just pull through and put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, it's always good to see. It's exciting to watch a good run in the making.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think TheSparik's going to
PB? I'm not sure, but I'm hoping so. It's always like when someone PBs, it's always a treat.
Reason why I'm not asking that about Willson, because if Willson PBs during a race, I think everyone is going to be out of their seats. That is something that is, I suppose, well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. If anything that happens during any part of the tournament, I think everyone's gonna flip.
Well, what I'm hoping to expect is I'm hoping for a good Enter Ginso split, because that split it's never a run killer, right? It's a split where you don't die, you don't reset because of it. Well, you might reset because of it if you're at Willson's level, but it's hard. It's a hard split, right?
Because it's a lot of complicated movement almost straight out the bat. Like, you just get double jump. There's a lot of you having to go out of Grotto, up to the tree. It's a lot of complicated movement in a short amount of time that is very indicative of when you're going to end up getting farther up into the run.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to see a good Enter Ginso split from both these runners. Willson, we'll take a close look at Wilson's screen, and we'll be sure to see something good as the race is starting.
Oh, the bird. That is fantastic. Looks like the runners are about to get underway, and there they go.
And at the beginning of the game, you're gonna hop along. We'll see them. I don't expect any major differences until maybe Ghost Store, but there's always a bit of strategy in how these runners are going to take their damage boosts at the beginning of this game.
Willson, I believe, is purple. Oh, TheSparik missing the jump, and again.
Oh no. Okay, he's made it over. He's made it over.
Willson being a little hard to see as he's about the same color as everything else in the background, getting that first energy and hopping down towards.
Sign. So it'll be dealing with this rhino quickly and heading over to pick up sign. TheSparik's a little behind because you had some trouble with that first jump. You need to have a full height jump and you'll like vault over the edge. For that, TheSparik's just getting tripped up there.
Willson changing colors again. What's your favorite color, F?
I think it would be like a darker shade of Ori than like a darker shade of white than what Ori is. Sometimes it's hard to see Ori on like in Swamp, for example.
Oh, that it is. Now, both runners heading back up from getting sign, which will allow us to shoot through enemies, brambles, or sticky bushes, whatever you'd like to call them, as they head up, routing both their experience and their health for this door.
Yeah. This ghost door is, you want to get yourself down to 1 HP and die after putting the keystones in and saving. And what these runners are doing are taking some intentional damage boosts. I think Willson is at 1 HP right now.
He must have gotten a health drop because he wasn't too going into that time.
That's very lucky.
Extremely so.
And it looks like TheSparik had to kill the slime at the top. And so he'll be just a little bit behind, but...
We're gonna see divergence immediately, as Willson is one of the few runners who does not opt to go for the Glade's health cell.
Yeah, this health cell, as you can see TheSparik going for on the right, is very much a safety measure. You can do the game without it, but it does make things a lot easier. Because remember the Ghost Star, right? We had 1 HP. And getting that health cell would refill your health back up to 4.
Which is really nice in helping getting around these slimes in this elbow. Willson leveling up on the way down from up above and heading towards wall jump.
Yeah.
Wall jump being our first little bit of verticality we get in the game, which is good because otherwise we can't get out from the tree.
Yeah, there's we have a randomizer in the Ori community, and it's always funny to go down to the wall jump tree and not have wall jump.
Oh, and the randomizer, I believe you can Alt-R out of it?
Yes, yeah, that is true. But Willson will be making his way out. He's showing some very clean movements so far, as expected. And on the right-hand side, TheSparik has picked up wall jump. And so go ahead.
I was just simply going to say that Willson is not going to be trolled by the log day.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect so.
Neither would I. TheSparik heading back up as well. As both runners are going to be heading back towards the... Oh, TheSparik getting not trolled by the log, getting trolled by the brambles in the way.
Yeah, it's always like a balancing act. Do you want to do the full wall jump and get yourself up there, but you don't want to run into the brambles, so you got to be careful there.
Absolutely. And Willson getting the save anywhere and leveling magnets. I do not recall if Willson is going to be killing all of the slimes for their experience here.
He's not. He prefers to not go for the slime genocide route. He'll just be picking up this XP. As TheSparik does pick up that XP orb right before the entrance to BRB. So we'll see if he's going for the slime genocide route here.
Is that 15 experience orb indicative of that?
Some runners do opt to take it because you can be a little low while killing these slimes. So
I know I like to take it on my way back up, but he is killing all the slimes.
All right, so we're seeing a bit of a route difference here from our runner. So instead of picking up the 100 XP orb that Willson took after collecting the orb, TheSparik is going to be killing as many slimes as he can and trying to collect the experience from them to level up to replace that 100 XP orb and level up to have an ability point to skip the darkness cutscene.
Willson doing a wonderful job of dodging these slimes instead. As he does get the platform manipulation in the next room, as TheSparik is coming up through the death lasers and barely missing the platform cycle coming out of him.
Yeah, so as you can see, TheSparik is a little bit behind Willson, but that's to be expected. TheSparik decided to obviously kill a lot of enemies on the way, and he was killing enemies on the way to BRB to try and make up for the XP that he needed.
Looking a little low.
Well, there's always XP. There's always these slimes on the way out too. So there's at least two more 12 XP slimes that he can get.
That he does get this platform cycle in this room as well, and Willson having lifted the darkness from this room to get to the skill tree in here, the dash trait, which is very great because it allows the runners to go fast, and this is a speed run. Going fast is what everything is about.
Yeah, and he makes his way through that slime, damage boosting straight through him. It's very impressive.
And dash gliding over the seconds to grab this Frankie and take him all the way over to this... Oh, wait, having to get the Frankie to follow him to go to this 4 energy door that is at the end of a long walk filled with a pleasant view and some spikes so that we can completely sequence break this game wide open.
Yeah, this is well, not is one of the biggest sequence breaks in the run. It's a bit rough because there's no place to save because you're placing all your energy in that door. And so this section we're coming up to is named Death Gauntlet. There's a lot of things that can kill you here.
And Willson getting the aptly named Death Glide.
That glide can kill you. You can fall short, you can fall into the spikes or the spores or brambles. It's dangerous. And on the right side, you'll see TheSparik also going for his Frankie walk.
Willson getting the God Cycle.
Very nice. It saves a cycle, which is about 8 seconds in this game. If you're ever in doubt, most cycle-based tricks in this game save a second.
TheSparik getting through the energy door, swimming through the poison water, getting under the Frankie. Is he gonna go for the Death Glide? No, he's gonna choose to kill the brambles instead.
Yeah, a much safer alternative. And the Death Glide is a very tight timing window. You need to dash glide near the end of what's possible, and you need to start the dash about as far up on the crusher as possible.
Aptly named Death Glide indeed. Oh, no. They're getting 1 framed. Oh, so that is normally the God Cycle is not nearly that deadly, but if you manage to hit it on the exact frame, the Crusher will actually kill you.
Looks like he's going for another attempt. Oh, just doesn't get the jump that he wants, though he had the ramp. That's unfortunate. And looks like we have got Willson back. It seemed like his game had crashed, but he's back, and he's still in the lead. But that time, TheSparik did make up some time on him.
That he did. Willson beautifully doing the blind movement up from the double jump tree.
Yeah, so he'll be making his way up out of Moon Grotto. And so we'll be seeing the grotto skip from him shortly. How many tries do you think it'll be?
I would like to withhold my comments because I do not wish to curse anyone.
Oh,
He's through.
Looks like he was a bit low on his first attempt, but he reset and then went for it and got it on his second try. As TheSparik also reached the end of the tunnel, coming out of double jump through his blind movement, so he's not too far behind.
No, he's not. And here's that enter Ginso split you were talking about.
Yeah, if you're watching Willson's movement, you will see that it's very, very clean.
This movement is... Oh! TheSparik is also extremely clean movement.
Yeah, getting grotto skip on his first try, very impressive.
Our runners are not out of the woods yet, though. They've got to still continue to go up, passing the slime that does not wish to let you pass, and heading up towards the Ginso tree.
If you were watching closely, Willson actually glide canceled one of his dashes to try and get through that slime, but didn't quite make it. And we're also seeing a slight route difference here. Willson, oh no. He did skip that ability cell. A lot of runners do go for this one, but Willson is opting not to. I'm not quite sure where he's going to make up that ability cell. Oh, I'm getting word from the truck that he gets it. Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'm not certain.
There are many alternative ability cells in this game.
No. Willson does not take it because Willson does not do Terror Break. I'm getting word from the truck that Willson actually does Crazy Juggle.
Ah, right.
Which is not something we have seen a lot in this tournament so far.
Well, that's because it's a very difficult trick.
Oh, absolutely. But Willson is past the death spinning things and into the Ginso tree. TheSparik, rather hot in his heels. Oh, Willson with the telehops!
Oh, those are...
Oh!
Oh no.
Well...
Oh, and he got the camera cutscene bug. When you enter Ginso with the cutscene skip, there is a bug where the camera is just in the wrong position. So he exited and re-entered the Ginso tree as he's going for these telehops again, making them look easy.
Oh my goodness. It wasn't the telehops that had gotten him up, it was the fact that he landed on the Hemer.
He's made it back up and he's still in the lead. TheSparik is close on his heels.
TheSparik is about a room and a half away.
Oh, and Willson takes another death in the teleporter room, but that had placed a safety save at the end of the Hemer room. So.
And Willson taking that intentional death there in order to manipulate the shot cycle in this room.
He wants a faster cycle there, so he'll be taking that death, and then now he's going to be skipping this puzzle room by just pushing the block into the teleporter.
And Willson is into the mini-boss. Now this mini-boss has a one-frame tell that's like a little white blip that is indicative of where one of the 5 spots that this boss is able to show up in this room. Which is really nice considering that that was a beautiful mini-boss from Willson.
It looked like he was getting pretty much 10 shots on every cycle that he could, which is very impressive.
That's extremely impressive.
And TheSparik too, having a very quick mini boss kill, and he's maybe 2 rooms behind Willson right now. 1 room behind.
This is getting intense.
Willson has done a quick death door, having manipulated his HP. TheSparik also looks like he's going for the setup to manipulate his HP. He should be at 1 here, so he's going to place these keystones in the door, save, and jump into these spikes. Oh no, he had he had more than the HP that he wanted.
And both runners now having the bash ability, one of the abilities very unique to... Oh, Willson missing the shot. Bash being one of the abilities extremely unique to Ori and the Blind Forest. What's your favorite thing about Dash F?
About Bash?
About Bash.
I like the fact that you can manipulate enemies' positions, not just your position, with Bash.
Oh, I am getting word from the truck. It is an 18-second delta at Bash.
Ooh, it's a very close race. And both of our runners going for the save on the upper platform, killing that Sitchu Shark as the internal name for those mortar-type enemies. And it looks like our runners are separated by one reload after dying.
Indeed, they are. Willson got the hyperspeed going into the door.
TheSparik is going for it too, and he gets it. Very, very nice.
Ooh, this is one unfortunate mishap away from complete changing. Oh, so, I don't wish that on either runner.
Yeah. We'll see how this swamp entry goes. This could be very big turning point. But we'll see whether our runners opt to do the blind movement. Willson is going for the blind movement here. We've seen some alternatives, haven't we, Google?
That we have. TheSparik going for that.
Yeah, so that experience is used for a route called Early C Dash, where you take this 200 XP orb and another one to level up early and to get Charge Dash early on your way into that loop.
Ah, alright. I wasn't actually certain of that. I believe I've only seen it once or twice in the tournament so far.
Well, if you've watched a What's 20 Seconds route, you've seen it before.
Oh, alright. That would make sense. I wasn't sure where that experience differed in that.
And we saw Willson on the left-hand side of your screen getting his swamp entry. Very nice. Is showing off a little bit. Double bashing his way all the way up to the lantern right before the stomp tree. And I'll have to ask you, Fugu, is that faster?
I'm not sure. But TheSparik having a little trouble with the first double bash shot as our runners are going to high five again.
We'll see if TheSparik is going to go for this hyperspeed. He did try to set that up, see if he got it.
He did not.
It's a bit unfortunate, but he'll be making his way up to Stomp too. So not very much separates our runners at this point.
Has to go around to the left, barely missing that platform with the bash shot.
And as you can see on Wilson's screen, Willson making very good use of Stomp to travel downwards extremely quickly. It's underrated how often you can use Stomp to save yourself time traveling downwards.
And as you will continue to see on Wilson's screen, nothing happens. That's the good thing. Because that means he skipped about 15 or so second cutscene.
Yeah, Willson getting his Kuro cutscene skipped. First try, precisely bashing off of that projectile.
TheSparik coming... Oh.
No, he's just taking a little bath. He wants this XP orb, and so he has got the XP that he needed for the early charge dash route. He will have to take... Oh no!
He's going for the backup.
Yeah, as I was saying, he will have to take another 100 XP orb, or 100 XP somewhere, if he wants to level up in time at, like we normally do after the Misty mini boss. But He has successfully completed his backup for that ability cell, and so he'll be making his way to the Kurokazen skill too.
He safety save. Precise bash at the frog and does not get it. And it doesn't look like he's gonna reload to try for it either, which still manages to save some time the second time through, but it looks like he'd just rather watch the cutscene.
Yeah, it's a smart choice. You don't lose too much time by deciding to watch the cutscene, and you save yourself the trouble of having to try and set up a very precise trick again. But on the left-hand side of your screen, Willson is flying through this area, making his way up to his fast on this attempt. Collecting this cell first. Okay, so he's bashing his way up to this lantern, baiting a spider shot into the precise position, bashing it at a precise angle. Now he's going to be making his way up to this cell, using Stomp to stall in midair, and he gets fast on this first try. Very nicely done.
That is... Waiting for the spider shot like that's a little spooky. If it's even maybe a second late, you're gonna be, well, sad and zealous.
Yeah, but Willson did get the cell, so no backups here. He'll be collecting Feather and making his way to Sorrow Bash after leveling up Charged Up. So he's gonna rocket jump off that frog. It's one of my favorite things about Charge Dash is the ability to rocket jump.
And rocket jump allowing you to go all the way up.
It looks like Willson didn't like the position of that bird, so deciding to double bash the bird into position for his first try, Sorrow Bash. Very nicely done.
And so, I don't actually know much about this app. Would you mind explaining Crazy Juggle?
Okay, so for Crazy Juggle, instead of rocket jumping off this frog and breaking the ceiling with a charge jump, oh, Willson has unfortunately killed this frog. What he's doing, he's going to be going for the backup here. What he was doing is charge dashing this frog and then canceling it with a stomp. And bashing the frog up, all while gliding upwards. And what that does is it moves the frog really quickly up, as you can see Willson do on the left-hand side of your screen. And so after collecting that backup frog, it'll be going down. And so this is a bit of a route difference between the Terror Break route and the Crazy Juggle route, is that Willson will be going to Sunstone first, while TheSparik, I believe TheSparik is doing Terror Break. TheSparik will be going to Charge Jump before heading up to Sunstone.
Speaking of TheSparik, he gives the ability cell that is on the right-hand side with the bird. Is that also another feature of the...
Because you leveled up early, you have an extra ability point that you don't need to collect. And so for early C-Dash, the most common one to skip is that one right there, the bird boss cell.
Alright. The more you know.
And so we see Willson collecting Charge Jump. It'll allow us to move vertically very far. It also does quite a bit of damage, so it's quite a handy skill to have.
Now, something pretty spooky about going through this place is that Willson has 3 health, when most runners going through specifically the Cheeto Cavern are gonna have 5. Means that everything will kill him.
But for a runner of Wilson's caliber, as TheSparik takes a death while attempting his Sorrow Bash. Oh, we saw Willson get out of Sorrow. Very nice and easily. And so having... Oh, go ahead.
TheSparik having a little trouble dealing with this bird.
Oh no. Willson took a death in Misty, charge dashing into an enemy, but he's making quick time back to charge dash, canceling through those spikes. That's very impressive.
That's terrifying.
Weaving around that bird too, and so He's at 1 HP right now. So all these spikes in Misty.
All these spikes in Misty are going to kill him.
Yes. It would have killed him regardless, but now they'll kill him even more. And it looks like TheSparik has gotten through the trick named Sorrow Bash. And he's also floating his way through these spikes. And you can see that he's going for charge jump before going for the Sunstone.
Right. And he is coming up on the charge jump tree now. Willson continues to make his way on 1 health and 1 energy through all of these deadly spikes.
Well, he's pretty much made it to climb with that 1 health. And for a runner of Wilson's caliber, well, you can just see how fast he was going.
Absolutely. It's still spooky.
But taking damage from that falling slime, but did charge dash to the Baneling. So he'll be making, oh no, takes death in the lasers. Those kill you regardless of how much HP you have. And so yes, go through this section again as TheSparik is collecting Sunstone and will be joining Willson in Misty soon.
Which means we get to see more of this amazing movement. Oh, that was... I don't think I've seen someone just do 2 charge dashes straight through and not have to take the pit stop.
Well, it looks like Willson wanted to burn that energy like that, so he's going to be collecting 2 more energy here, so he'll be back up to 4.
Well, does the rocket jump? Oh, that meatball rocket jump.
It's very spooky. You need to stomp, as Willson makes quick work of those mini bosses. You need to stomp the slime into position and then rocket jump off of it. It's not easy to do while going as fast as Willson does.
And our runners are going to take another high five as Willson is leaving Misty as TheSparik is coming into it. Misty is one of those areas of the game where there's no super big tricks or major exploitations that we can use to get around it. No, it is solid movement. That's all there is to it.
You can see the lead that Willson has grown because of this movement, as Willson is heading over to Light Grenade. So, and he's started his save anywhere from the teleporter, which means he's doing all of this section, as you can see, just in the background.
That's... I guess I can see that this makes sense on keyboard and mouse because you can control where you have the abilities. That looks terrifying to me as a controller player.
It is spooky. I know that Willson does have jump on his left mouse button, and if he uses his left, if he also has proceed or bound to his left mouse button, he has the potential to level up an ability, but he didn't. He just makes his way through and leaving Light Grenade with a very beautiful grenade jump.
Getting hit by that.
He's opting to take this top route. We've seen a lot of runners take the bottom route. It's pretty much a stylistic difference.
TheSparik having a little trouble getting up to that last keystone and does make the safety save there. His movement out of Misty's also been pretty clean.
Let's see what his strategy for heading up this meatball shaft. He did the stomp, so he looks like he's going for the rocket jump.
He gets it.
Kissing that top meatball as he passes by. And so he's going to be picking up this energy, and so to try and do a quick kill on this mini boss. and gets it. There was a mini boss there, apparently. Our runners make it so that there isn't a mini boss.
It's deceiving. It is indeed deceiving. Whew. Willson coming into Mount Horu.
He flew through this last Hollow Grove area and Horu Fields area. He's just going to be heading for Door Warp. So how many attempts do you think Wilson's going to be doing?
Well, apparently just the one.
Yeah, Wilson making a frame perfect tricks look easy. He did a couple grenade jumps on his way to Horu too. And we'll see how quickly he can get through this escape.
Now, Willson is on 5 HP for the escape, which is... it's pretty spooky. Not only can you not take any damage from anything, falling rocks, falling lava, anything, you also have... oh, I thought he almost got hit. Oh. You also have to not take too much time in the poisonous water that we don't clean, because it'll kill you.
Yeah, but Wilson looks like he's made his way through, just waiting a bit to set up these fish as TheSparik gets his laser cycle on his way to light grenade.
Wilson getting through the fish, that is making sure the fish are just right. Setting up for the grenade jump. And gets it first time.
So, congratulations to Willson. It is a bit unfortunate that his game did crash, but he takes his victory here. And TheSparik will be making his way out of Light Grenade and heading over to finish the game.
Almost fell into the lasers there, but managed to jump to avoid it.
Now, he had a good cycle coming out, but seems like he wants to take it a little bit slow here, taking it nice and safe. Even dropping it a safety save right before the Indiana Jones style section of this part.
And we have a final time for Willson of 32:49. GG to Willson.
GG. It's not going to be his best race time, but he does have more matches to play. And so we'll be keeping an eye on his play as he goes through.
Absolutely. TheSparik coming into Horu Fields, not taking that health cell down there that some runners have chosen to take for the extra safety. Ooh, gets hit by the Frankie.
He does have 6 HP, so I don't think he's too worried.
6 HP won't save you from a baneling.
But he's made it to the door to Horu. And so we'll be coming up on his door warp attempts. See how many he goes for.
I believe in the first try door warp. The first try door warp!
Very nicely done. I believe if TheSparik can get through this section cleanly, he has a slight chance to PB. Possibly. We'll see. No? Oh, no, I'm getting word from our truck that he was not.
Well, we're gonna see another now his PB is 34:51.
I see. I was... Oh, okay.
We still get to see another really nice movement section from TheSparik as he goes through all of the fire into the poisonous water. Bashes off the first fish, bashes off the second fish, and he's through. That is why having 6 HP is sometimes extremely important.
Yeah. Just having just staying in that water for a fraction of a second too long, but getting that last tick of damage as he sets up his first grenade jump attempt. Tries one, doesn't quite make it. Tries a second time. Oh, and
no!
He lands in the fire. Oh no.
Well, we get to see this movement all over again. Oh, that is I didn't realize you could actually die to the fire there.
Well, I think he was trying to head back and trying to set up another grenade jump attempt. He went a little bit too far on his charge jump. Well, he's going through the fish a second time, taking 5 damage again, but that's what the 6 health is for.
Does not spawn the big bird. Does not get hit by the rocks. And this is the first one. This is the second one. Chooses to just take it and walk through.
Well, GG to TheSparik too.
Absolutely GG to TheSparik. That was a heck of a run from both players.
TheSparik, well, he played quite well in the late game. I do know that he was a bit nervous on his fast stompless and Sarabash attempts, and while he did get fast stompless on his first try, he did take a little bit of time on his Sarabash.
Indeed. And we just have to wait for TheSparik to hold right.
And so I thought that was a very good race. I'm very much impressed by both these runners' abilities.
I am as well. That it is always astonishing to see what some of the runners with lower times are capable of pulling and accomplishing in this. It's astounding.
Yeah. It's not like TheSparik didn't go for the difficult tricks. He went for a bunch of difficult tricks, and a lot of Ori is a game of saving a couple of seconds here and there.
You got that right. We have a time for TheSparik. It is 37:29. GG to both runners. Oof. I'm still blown away by some of the movement that was done by both these runners. That is difficult to do and extremely satisfying to watch.
Yeah. Well, we have some of Wilson's comments here. We can't pull him for an interview, but he says he's not really happy with this run because of his attempts at sea juggle. But I believe that he still won his race, and he still put out a good showing, especially coming back from his game crash very, very nicely.
Oh yeah, that was really nice pulling of him pulling back from whatever weird crash that was. Now we have the group standings up. Willson is at 2-0, as TheSparik is at 1-1.
This is a five person group, so we have a bunch more races in this group, and we'll see how it plays out.
And we also have a bunch more races today. We have a race at 6 p.m. Eastern, so still in this large block of Ori races. It is going to be the Roos is Loose versus Ivuki. We're gonna take a bit of a break, and it's gonna be at 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for being here to commentate, F. Pleasure having you along for the ride.
Yeah, thank you, Pooh, and thanks to our stats people, Cheese and Griffs, as always, and our restreamer Meldon.
All right. Hope everyone had a good time.